did you watch any of the up footage out of the October 7 attack? Like I've been avoiding, like I used to watch those crazy fucking beheading videos a long time ago. It really upset me, so I stopped, but I wanted to see what was actually going on, and
I have not seen that. No, I try not to watch
I always watch
everything much.
When the Christchurch shooting happened in New Zealand and that guy
I couldn't do that. No,
I watched all of that.
I couldn't do it.
It was a mistake to watch that.
Was every version of that set to like Doom music or something?
He was playing. No,
I think he was playing
his
Doom
music. He was playing. It was like, I heard it described as meme music. I don't know enough about 4chan and that culture to know like the significance of the song he's playing, but I'm sure it was an inside joke or
he was saying like sub to PewDiePie. Like he was for sure doing meme shit like while he was doing that.
He's doing the 3-point turn because he went the wrong way, and he's like, this is some Austin Powers shit. And you're like, man, this is a normal dude with like a sense of humor. And then he goes and murders. I don't remember how many people it was, but it's awful. But that's years ago. I saw
the first shot where he shot someone with a shotgun, and I turned it off because I got so fucking upset. Like it haunts me. Like I think the images get stuck in my head for weeks when I see that.
I thought
shit.
he was going to burn him alive. He got the gas cans out at one point.
When a mass murderer just like goes on the street and starts shooting, they're not that successful. But every so often they do it in such a way that they corner their victims and get a really high kill count, and it's horrific. It's like, I don't know. Imagine you went to a school and you're like, hey, no one gets hurt if you all sit here. Don't move. Go to the corner. And then you open fire. Like that is the kind of brutality that the New Zealand guy did. He found a place with no exits.
We just had the biggest mass shooting of all time. I don't remember what happened to him. Those people running from that concert. I think hundreds of them.
Oh, the Vegas one. Yeah.
No, and Israel.
In Israel one, yeah.
People were at an outdoor concert. And
no. It was hundreds. 260 people got fucking killed. I think that's the body count.
I've heard some horrific stuff about that day that's turned out not to be true. Of course, there's the 40 decapitated babies. I heard they were like raping women at the concert next to those women's dead body, the bodies of their friends.
That's what some witnesses initially reportedly said. But yeah.
I wonder, there's so much untrue stuff. I don't know what to believe.
Well, the big one right now, right, is that hospital.
Yeah.
So to catch everyone up, who, in case you're living in a hole, here's exactly what happened. A hospital in Gaza exploded, and Israel.
No. Hold on, wait. A hospital didn't explode. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
No.
A parking lot next to the hospital.
That was initially what was reported. They said
parking lot has severe potholes. I've seen the footage. They turned that parking lot into a parking lot.
It was initially reported that a hospital got leveled, and this is what came out of the Gaza Ministry of Health, which is run through Hamas. So like Hamas was telling the world Israel dropped a missile on a hospital, leveled it, and 500 people got killed. And then the evidence that came out today, or was it the day before? I'm not sure. Was it actually hit the parking lot, the adjacent parking lot. The crater was minuscule. And
are they saying that I didn't think they were trying to even claim that was the impact. That was just one of the impacts.
That was the main impact. Yeah.
The damage seems to be something you could ride a bicycle over.
Okay, so here's what happened. What I think happened, I don't know. I was watching the news a few hours ago, and some of this is different. You can see one of the Hamas rockets take off and sputter out in the air. Yeah. And then seconds later, you can see this fiery impact and explosion at the hospital.
Yeah.
And it's like, that clearly fell down there, or at least that makes sense. That seems like
the timing seems right. And the direction seems right.
So the problem here, of course, is, and the reason it's a topic of discussion is, every Arab nation in the world and hundreds of thousands of people in the streets are screaming that Israel airstruck that hospital, and they believe that it exploded and that there are 500 dead people, among them the babies that were out there dead in that press conference. Now, what you need to know is that Hamas we've got like political parties, and then we've got like whoever runs a hospital, but they've just kind of got Hamas and they run everything. So Hamas stages this press conference, and they're wearing their doctors' uniforms, but I don't know if they're doctors, and they got like dead bodies everywhere around them as they're crying. So that's the rallying cry of hundreds of thousands of people right now. Israel blew up the hospital. Here's the pile of dead babies. Here's the doctors holding them. Yeah. Fiery explosion, blah, blah, blah. What? Everyone else, and I don't just mean the right or the left, I mean, like the UN weapons experts, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, everybody's like, here's all the evidence that shows you this is not what an Israeli airstrike looks like. Hang on, we've got 10,000 clips of what Israeli airstrikes look like because they've been doing it all week. See how everything explodes, goes flat, and there's this big zzz, boom? That's not what happened here. It looks like the Hamas rocket fell.
Yeah,
and the fuel from the rocket, in particular, in that parking lot, burnt a bunch of people up.
That makes sense.
But none of the major news organizations are coming out and saying like we think it was Israel or we think it was.
They better not.
They're coming out.
They better fucking not.
What the consensus is, there's a slowly emerging consensus since yesterday that it appears more likely than not that it was a missile or a rocket that originated from Gaza. But you can't rule out that it could have been some kind of small munitions. You can't 100% rule that out. The problem is that the fog of war is so fucking thick right now. And both the IDF and the Likud party and Netanyahu and Hamas are both aggressively pursuing a propaganda campaign because this has become an international event with actual real world consequences on diplomacy. Like Jordan canceled a meeting with Biden because of this narrative that Israel destroyed this hospital. And so both sides are trying to do whatever they can. Like the IDF released an audio tape that was supposedly of two Hamas people like talking to each other about how it was really there. But then there was some independent analysis that said that the syntax and the accent and like none of it matched up. And so like, it's hard, like it's impossible.
The Israelis showed me where the missiles came from. I'm like, hang on. God damn it. You're showing me too much evidence, Israel.
So it's not, a great idea.
When we set somebody up, we don't set them up all the way. Okay. You don't go full setup. They're like, here's where the missiles came from. Here are their flight path.
It's just not a good idea to react to.
And they have the bad guys on the phone going, it was us. Yeah, we messed up, boss.
We fired it from a cemetery. It's ours. Oh fuck! But like, this is why it's not a great idea to react like in real time to these kind of events. Like, it's much better to like wait a day or two. Like Rashida Tlaib, she was out there passionately like, fuck the U.S. for supporting them. Look at what they did. And then even when confronted with contradictory evidence, she like doubled down.
Is the other one Omar Sharif or something? I guess I struggle with names.
Ilhan Omar, to her credit,
no,
it's Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. But Ilhan Omar, to her credit, she was citing an AP story that straight up said, Israeli airstrike killed whatever. And then she issued a correction saying, yesterday we cited an AP article. Now there's So to her credit, she actually like acknowledged, but
atrocity propaganda is so common at the start of every global conflict like this. Like everyone's going to try and convince the world, like,
don't see what the writing on the wall. We got to get going. We got to kill.
Yeah, you have to be a little more meted in your response to it because every side has a vested interest in making the other look as despicable as possible.
Really resonated with me. He's like, hey, after 9/11, America was mad. And we went out for justice and we got that justice. But boy, we kind of went too far and a lot of innocent people died because of it. Why don't you learn from our mistake?
Yeah, I thought that was significant. Like that, I'd never heard a president like speak about the post 9/11 era in that way. And
George Bush has a little.
Did he?
There was this funny moment. He was talking about like not going into what was he talking about? He was talking about not going into he's talking about Ukraine. He's like it's never right to invade a country that hasn't done anything wrong and doesn't deserve this. A country like Iraq. Iraq too.
Oh yeah.
Woody, I sent you that article today, or not an article, rather. Actually, it was an article posted in the paramotoring subreddit.
I did. I think I saw a screenshot or something, right? If you see something, shoot something.
Well, that was just me like riffing a little bit, but there was a serious article that got posted in there where someone somewhere, I don't think in the US, but they saw a paramotorist flying over and they panicked. They thought that there was some sort of a terrorist attack because they relate paramotors to terrorists.
That happened to me. Yeah, this is maybe 3-4 years ago, and I was flying with a friend of mine, and when we land, there's like cops there, lights going. Rather than land in my yard, this particular time I took off and landed in an airport. All right, cool. We get back, and there's like a cop car or two, and the lights are going. And we didn't think they were there for us. Like we hadn't done anything interesting.
Yeah.
And the cop comes over and he starts questioning us. Like, hey, like, where were you? What were you doing? What's this? And we're like, oh, these are paramotors. You don't need a license. And just sort of explaining what they are. Turns out someone had called 911. And they said that people were like dropping, like terrorists were dropping things. And I was like, oh, well, I assure you, we didn't drop anything. And the cop is like, no, you don't understand. You're the thing. They thought that you were being dropped and going to attack North Carolina or something.
Oh,
and I was
think you're a parachutist, perhaps being dropped from a larger aircraft.
Something like that, or that we're some sort of gliding bomb. I don't know. But yeah, so we had a couple of cops greet us upon landing because they thought it was a terrorist attack.
People are so stupid.
That's what I thought.
I'm not saying I'm qualified to vote for president. I'm just saying that not everyone is. All right. If you make the test hard enough, I can't pass it. I won't argue with you. I won't say I am too smart enough to decide who's president. I won't argue with you.
There should be more questions about Rome on this test.
There should be.
There should be a few about Rome. I think they're pretty pertinent. The fall of the greatest empire of all time. There we were with hot running water. And then we went to the Dark Ages and like rubbing boiled down horse urine in our wounds for 1,000 fucking years. So it's a good idea to look at Rome if you're going to be voting. I'd like someone who knew the consequences of a failed republic. I'd like someone who knew the consequences of the most powerful power in not just a region, but now a globe failing. Before I do that, I wanted to ask you the point earlier. I don't know if you've been paramotoring lately, and I know it's getting into the colder months, so you probably won't be anytime soon. Would you be a little worried flying around North Carolina in your paramotor this weekend, say?
No, I wouldn't be worried because I like acrobatic paramotoring, which means I'm always really high. Even a good shot like you would struggle at 3,000 feet.
Oh, fuck yeah. No chance at all.
Yeah, but
no chance at all.
Right? But I do worry about like the perception that people... It used to be a curiosity. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Now they might look at me a different way. Like, oh, some people feel that way about AKs. You see an AK and some guys are just like, well, to me, they're all machines and I like this machine. Other people are like, that's the enemy gun.
Yeah.
And suddenly I feel like that's the enemy air toy.
You know what? I would feel more comfortable if my sail was the American flag. I think a good old boy's less likely to shoot at Old Glory. But if he's Confederate flag, if he saw you coming over with like some tie-dye shit and he's like, it's the Palestinian flag, he could open up on you with his goose gun and you'd be in trouble.
You just have a roll of flags up there so you can swap as you go to different regions.
Old Glory shall keep you safe in North America, goddammit.
I feel like you're missing out with the Confederate flag idea. Anyone who's going to shoot is a fan of the Confederate flag in North Carolina.
You're goddamn right. A Confederate flag would keep you safe unless you crashed into Hood. And then they would tell the story of the Martian that they beat to death that time.
No, the Confederate flag would be great because like the old town Southern guys, they wouldn't shoot at you. And the libs who would hate it don't have guns.
What if you crash in a black?
So they would just like they'd shake their fist at it and be like, "Ooh, that racist!" But they wouldn't have guns. What are they gonna do? Tweet about it?
They might.
Yeah, they would.
It's probably gonna be a redneck. If anyone would
probably not.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're in a unique position.